It is Friday, February 18th. We're talking track and field today. You're watching Right on Cue College Sports. Welcome back. Thanks again for joining us as we're rolling into this weekend. I thought I would hit on a little bit of track and field update as we are now about halfway through the indoor college track and field season. Track and field is such a fun time. It signals spring coming, and really some tremendous athletes out there that you should keep an eye on. You should go check out at track and field meets if you are in their area. But first, thanks for checking out Right on Cue College Sports. I'm your host, Tyson Quiller. Please remember to like, subscribe, and rate. But for those of you that know me well, okay, I'm a big track and field nerd. I love track and field. I competed in track and field in high school and at the collegiate level, Division I, specifically in the pole vault. Look at that guy. So this show is going to be special for me. Now, I was never anywhere near as good as many of the athletes really all the athletes we're going to talk about today. But let's go ahead and let's do a quick check in with a wildly competitive indoor track and field season at the collegiate level. Again, as we're now about halfway to the national championships. First, a quick look at the top 8 on the men's side, team rankings. North Carolina A&T out of the Big South, ranked number 1. Georgia, number 2, Texas 3, Texas Tech 4, the Arkansas Razorbacks 5, Iowa 6, Oregon 7, and Kentucky out of the SEC is currently ranked 8th. Now let's take a look on the women's side, top 8, Texas number 1, Florida 2, Arkansas 3, LSU 4, Kentucky 5, Texas Tech 6, BYU 7, and Texas A&M is 8. Something to keep in mind on the women's side. University of Colorado is ranked number 20 in the country currently, and Colorado State, the Rams, are ranked number 25 in the country. So I'm going to go ahead and run through here kind of the major events I'm keeping my eye on and list kind of the top college competitors that will likely make it to the NCAA championships. These are some of the better early performers in the season. Let's go ahead and start in the men's 60-meter dash. Leading the field right now is Terrence Jones out of Texas Tech. He ran a 6.47 in the 60-meter back on January 14th. Then you have Oregon's Makai Williams, who ran a 6.48, and Florida State's Dondre Swint, who ran a 6.53. For those of you in the northern Colorado and also in the southern Colorado area, University of Colorado's top runner, the sophomore Luke Andrada, has run a 6.7 this year. A little bit out of reach. Okay, but right on the cusp of potentially making it to NCAA. And then at UC Colorado Springs, Brian Mosley, one of the better runners in D2, has run a 6.74 in the 60 this season. Then on the women's side, 60-meter dash, Grace Stark out of Florida has run a 7.12 and also running a 7.12, tied for the lead right now in the clubhouse. Julian Alfred out of Texas. Oregon's Kemba Nelson is third. She's run a 7.16. That was on January 28th. Then let's take a look here at the men's 400-meter dash. Keep in mind now, this is indoors. Okay, so these are short 200-meter tracks with banked turns. This is a ton of fun to go watch these events, so definitely go out and check it out. These people get running really fast, and they come off hot off of the edges on the tracks. But in the 400 meters on the men's side, this dude is a flat-out stud. Randolph Ross out of North Carolina A&T. You will see him in the Olympics one of these days. 45.37, way out ahead of anyone else in the field of the 400-meter dash. He is a big-time favorite to win the 400-meter at the indoor NCAAs. Then, again, a ways back in second, Iowa's Genoa McIver has run a 45.78, and Florida in third, Ja'Cory Patterson, has run a 45.98. 3 competitors to keep your eye on or to go check out in this kind of front range southwest area. New Mexico, Javon O'Brien has run a 46.43. Colorado State's top runner in the 400, sophomore Tom Williams, has run a 46.54. And University of Colorado's top runner, sophomore Tyler Williams, has run a 46.97. You see a lot of Colorado State and Colorado at the same meets, so you're going to see a lot of Tom Williams and Tyler Williams going head-to-head. That'll be probably a pretty cool clash if you get a chance to check that out. Speaking of checking something out, how about the women's 400-meter dash? Top time in the country right now, 51.64. Lauren Gale, Colorado State University. Okay, then a good margin back. The second fastest time out of Florida, Tabitha Diggs, and she has run a 52 flat. Also running a 52 flat on February 4th, Cherokee Young out of Texas A&M. So get out if you're in Colorado and support Lauren Gale running the 400 meters. Then the men's 5,000 meters. This takes forever, but these guys go a lot faster than you think they would for how far that they go. Number one right now in the country in the men's 5,000 meter out of Iowa State, Wesley Kipto. Then the next two, second and third in the country, both out of northern Arizona, Abdulhamid Nur and Nico Young. The top runner in this region, Air Force Academy, Sam Gilman, he is about 3 minutes off of the pace of third in the country right now. And then for the women's 5,000 meter, Courtney Waymont out of BYU leads the field so far in the country. In second, NC State's Kelsey Chimmel. And in third, out of Notre Dame, Maddie Denner, running a 15:27.96. This was back in December on the 4th. Out of New Mexico, Adva Cohen. She is about 6 minutes off of the pace of third place, Maddie Denner, Notre Dame. The men's 4x400 meter relay. This is hot fire, and when you watch this indoors, 2 laps around the track, extremely tight, close exchanges going on with the baton. It's a ton of fun. Florida currently leads the country with their A squad relay team. North Carolina A&T is right on their heels. Third is Georgia, and then Texas A&M and USC are 4th and 5th currently in the country. The women's 4x400 meter relay, the Kentucky Lady Wildcats have the fastest time in the country at 3:29.06, followed by Arkansas's A team, and then in third in the country, Arkansas's B team. Okay, 4th and 5th, Texas and Florida respectively. The men's high jump, Roberto Vilches out of Missouri has jumped 7 feet 5 inches. Shocker Teoswin out of Kansas State has jumped 7 foot 4.5, and then out of Grand Canyon University, Ethan Harris, 7 foot 4.25, has the third best jump in the country so far this year. The women's high jump, Texas A&M's Lamara Diston has jumped 6 foot 2. Texas Tech in a battle for Texas, Sydney Sapp has jumped 6 foot 2, and in third in the country right now, LSU's Abigail O'Donohue has jumped 6 foot 1.25. Then my event, and these guys all jump way higher than me. Okay, the men's pole vault. Zach McWhorter out of BYU currently leads the country, 19 feet 2.25 inches. Kansas's Zach Bradford has jumped 18 feet 10.25, and so has Sandra Guttormsman out of Princeton. So those are some pretty big jumps out of the men's pole vault there. On the ladies' side, women's pole vault. Lisa Gunnarsson out of LSU leads the nation right now, 14 feet 9.5 inches. And then 2 ladies out of Virginia Tech are in second and third, Rachel Baxter and Julia Fixon, both of them jumping 14 feet 8.25. In the men's long jump, Matthew Bowling out of Georgia has jumped 27 feet 1 inch. NC State's Javon Douglas is second in the country, 26 feet 6.25, and out of Tennessee, Carrie McLeod is in third currently, 26 feet 1.5. The women's long jump out of Oregon, Alyssa Hickey has jumped 21 feet 10.25. So too has Texas Tech's Monet Nichols. And third currently in the country on the ladies' side, Texas A&M's Deborah Aqua has jumped 21 feet 7.5. Then, for the big boys and girls, the men's shot put, Adrian Papyri out of Texas has thrown that shot, or put that shot, 70 feet 4.5 inches. That is a hell of a toss. Arizona State's Turner Washington is currently second in the country, and Arizona's Jordan Geist is third. On the ladies' side, Adelaide Aquila out of Ohio State has put that shot 62 feet 7.75 of an inch out. Arizona State is second, Joreen Van Klinken, and third currently in the country, Axelina Johansson out of Nebraska. You can see the Colorado State, and Air Force athletes competing at the championships at the Peak, which takes place at the Air Force Academy on February 25th through the 27th. Wyoming and New Mexico will be at the Husky Invitational at the University of Washington in that same time frame. The NCAA Division I Men's and Women's Indoor Track and Field Championships are being held March 11th and 12th in Birmingham, Alabama, at the great facility that they have down there, the Birmingham Complex. So, let's get out there, let's support some of these athletes. You are going to see some things that will really impress you, and you might happen to come across somebody who may be competing in the Olympics one day. So, thanks again for checking out Right on Cue Sports. And I'm Tyson Quiller, and we'll get at you next time.